believe change is inevitable. So it's never too late to make a difference as an individual. Cause we gotta do that to become better as a whole. All for one, and one for all.
Good afternoon, Wolfpack. How the fuck are we doing today? So, we got a lot of noise freaking going. Somebody chopping down a tree, all kinds of shit going on today. So apologize for the background noise. It's not just noisy crickets like it usually is in the mornings. But, I'm going to get right into it. I want to talk about the changes and some of the new things that I'm going to be doing, trying, implementing, whatever. All of it. First, we're going to talk about the in-person group meetings that I want to start having. I just called it like Motivational Monday meetings. You know, friggin' the triple M. So, if you listen to the live this morning and you've been kind of paying attention the last few weeks, I've been trying to set different things up. And one of them is I want to start having in-person group meetings. I've said before, there's things that, you know, to teach you, to talk to you, to do that I can't do on live. I can't do on recordings. You know, it's more or less got to be in person. I also feel that, you know, it would give us a chance to get together, get out of the house, go somewhere, meet some new people, be around people that actually are, you know, going through the same battles that we go through all the time. So, you know, this just ain't, you know, friggin' showing up and learning the stuff. Get out, socialize, and learn. You know, learn especially the most important thing that you're not alone. You know, put some faces to some actual names that you see in the group all the time. And I realize not everybody can make it. I realize, you know, there's people that work. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can't work around everybody else's schedule. So with that, this is going to be when I say it's going to be, and that's about it. Like, if you can't make it, completely understand. Something that I do want to do, though, for the ones that just can't make it, maybe you're too far away, maybe, you know, you live in another state, in another country, whatever the hell it is, I still want to put the, the meetings. I want to do basically like a live or a group chat room like we used to do, or as a recording or something like that. That way people can still participate, see what we talk about, this and that. Now, for the ones that actually want to come and be there in person, don't be nervous, don't be scared. I'm not going to put you yourself on recording. It's, you know, it's just going to be me on recording, what I got to talk about, what I got to say. We may, you know, I may do it as a recording and then turn around and edit it in case there's some, you know, things that, you know, people want to talk about that they want to keep private. So it all depends on what the people that actually show up to the meetings in person, if, you know, if they're comfortable with me doing it that way. If they're not comfortable, then I'm sorry, you're out of luck. I'm not going to put people's business out there that don't want to be put out there. But pretty much the meetings, it's just basically, I know how it's going to go. It's, you know, going to be me up there talking, me, you know, teaching, you know, this and that. I eventually want to start bringing in, you know, some guests that, you know, that want to tell their story, teach us some, you know, things, you know, talk, whatever it is. So I'm excited about this. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I actually finally found a place that it's free. It's not going to friggin' cost me out the ass. Like, you know, going into the YMCA like I was doing before, where it was costing me $30 an hour to have some kind of meeting, and it usually went into 2 hours. So, because it was like half an hour, setup, or it was, half an hour tear down, or if we talk too much, or, this and that. We're not really time, constrained with this. So, and it's not costing me out the ass to have these. The library is, they have conference rooms, not just for me. They're not doing it just because I'm me and I have this mental group. It's, they have these rooms available to anybody. Which brings me to one of the things that I don't know if I'm going to go into a whole lot of detail about today, but the wealth of knowledge that I'm figuring out from a lot of different people that are in nonprofits, different organizations, this and that. I do want to start bringing them into the group meetings and also the podcasts and stuff I do. That is a big step forward, because if you've been listening here lately, this is my idea. And this is, where I'm going to kind of start taking this whole thing. If you were around last year, somewhere probably around this same time frame, there was talk about a nonprofit going to be started with You're Not Alone, with this group. And it fell through. Not a fault for anybody, one person. It fell through. If you remember, I actually, kind of got drug into basically doing this nonprofit, kicking and screaming. Didn't really want to do it, but, I wasn't forced to do it. But it was, I ended up, I was okay, we're going to do it. It fell through. The other week, I finally, when I went in, I did a live about it, that I actually, took the step forward. I went to go get pig feed, and I went and talked to some nonprofits. The idea that I got out of that was basically, why do I need to start another nonprofit that I don't really know how to run? I don't really know how to do. I don't, really have the manpower and the people wanting, to start this with me. I don't have an actual location. I don't have the money. I don't have the funds. I don't have all this stuff to do this, right? So my idea, in which it's not something like I said, I really wanted to do in the first place. But my idea stemming from this is that instead of me trying to sit here and do what other people are already out there doing, why not bring them in for us? Basically, so if you heard me talk about them before, there's an organization called Journey for Self. And they're not a nonprofit. They're an organization. They're for profit. It's an actual business. But they are basically doing everything that I was going to set my nonprofit up to do. Except for they do charge a little bit. I don't know how much they charge. I don't know how they do it. I've seen, with a little bit of background and a little bit of, research that I did, they basically take for insurance. And they do, they have all kinds of, therapy and all kinds of stuff and, all kinds of different stuff. And it was started a few years ago. An actual Air Force veteran lady, she started all this. There's Samaritan Works, and the lady there has been so helpful with, the questions and stuff that I have, that, and want to get to where I want to go. And then there's Big Brothers, or, Big Brother and Big Sister, which is a nonprofit to help, kids basically have mentors. There's all different kinds of nonprofits that I'm finding out. There is all kinds of different things that are already out here doing this. When I went around and I've done my research and I've talked to, these different nonprofits and different organizations, I basically heard the same thing from almost every one of them. Because it was a surprise for me to actually find a few of these, and I stumbled across them looking for other nonprofits. And it was basically, they said, when I went in there, I was like, oh, I didn't even know you guys were here. Like, what do you do? And they all said, basically, yeah, we get that a lot. A lot of people don't know about us until they actually need us. And that's when I had my idea. That's when I started thinking about, well, okay, why should I start something up when there's already organizations out here already putting in the work, the know-how, the doing, all this different stuff. I'm just one person, and I have my admins, my moderators. Don't get me wrong there, but we're so many people that we can't handle. Like we have 111 people in this group, even though not 111 people are active in this group. We'll say 30 to 40 people are actually active in this group, and I'm actually pushing those numbers. I really am. I'm really pushing those numbers. But we'll say 30 to 40 people in this group. Well, if it's just me and my moderators trying to help 30 to 40 people that are actually in this group and actively seeking help and wanting help, then that's basically, there's 4 of us. That's 10 people per person that can do this. And, this is not a slight on any one of them, but it's just like I'm stronger in certain areas than what the rest of the 3 are. Just like they're stronger in certain areas than what I am in. I've had people come to me for help and be like, this ain't my area. I don't know much about this, but I know this person. And I know this person's really strong in this area. This person could actually help you better in this area. So say if I did that, then, and I'm out of my 10 people, I have one, and I'm pushing, that one person off. Well, then that other person, with my moderators, that they now have 11 people that they have to deal with. And they might have somebody come to me, whatever. You get what I'm saying. It's just not feasible. Plus when they have lives and they have jobs and they have this and they have that, they have sports and they have kids and they have family and they have a life too. Can't expect them to do this. Can't expect them to put their all in and every single minute of their life, just like I can. So my idea about doing this is, okay, I have the people. I have the people that actually need certain help in certain areas. Instead of me doing it to where I'm not certified, I don't have a friggin' PhD, I'm not a fucking doctor, I'm not a therapist, I'm not all this different stuff. Instead of me doing it and trying to do it by myself and me, having 3 other people that have so much other going on in their lives, why not start bringing in these local organizations and sending you guys to where the help that you can actually get it the best. To people that are actually know what the fuck they're doing and know what they're talking about. Not saying I don't. Not saying that, any one of my moderators don't. Because we all live off of experience. But sending you to resources that can actually help you. Not that we're pushing you off to somebody else. We're still here for you. We're still willing to help you. But why not add people that are actually doing this for a living and that have a lot more expertise and a lot more experience in this that can get you the real help you need. And it's not going to be just for nonprofits. Little organizations, just like I said, Journey for Self is not a nonprofit. They are a for-profit business. So they are making money. I've never understood, the difference between a nonprofit and a for-profit. You have employees, they have to make money, so somewhere along the line they are making a profit. Like, I don't get it. But that's not for me to friggin' decide, because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm doing my own thing. I have the group. I have the podcast. I have different resources. I have the want and the need of people. And I want to bring in not only just, mental health places, but, I want to do, I want to work with the food pantries around here. I want to work with the clothing pantries around here. I want to work with, these little different places. Like, there's one in Troy, and I can't remember its name, and I can't find it again, and it's aggravating the fuck out of me. because I stumbled across it on the internet while I was looking for other places, and I can't find the dang place again because now the searches, aren't the same where it was when it first popped up. But there's actually a little, and I believe nonprofit or organization, I may be wrong that it wasn't a nonprofit, but I'm pretty sure it's a nonprofit. But I found this little place that's in Troy that their nonprofit is set up around for basically for you to help you to be able to achieve your business ideas and your dreams and your goals and different stuff like that. And they sit you down and help you create like a business plan and a mapping plan and be able to, say, okay, you want to do this. This is your idea. This is your business plan. Whatever dream you have, you want to do this. We have a team that's going to sit down with you and we're going to make, a step-by-step plan that you need to do. And that's their nonprofit, I think. Their organization. I'm almost positive it's a nonprofit, but I don't really, I can't remember. But, and then they also, in some areas, you got to fill out an application, you have to meet certain criteria, you have to, do different stuff. But in some instances, they will actually give you like a little bit of I think it's a grant or a donation or something, like $300, I think is what their max is. But they'll give you some, a little bit of money to go create your little business to help you get started. And the stipulation is somewhere around like, you got 30 days to show that you've made progress and you started doing this. I don't know what happens after 30 days if you didn't do it or if you, whatever. I don't know. You would have to talk to them. But that's what I want to start bringing on here. I want to start bringing these little different nonprofits, organizations, these little businesses and all this stuff that are willing to help people and that are doing some, certain things for their community. I want to bring them on here as like an interview thing and bring somebody on here, but like, hey, what does your nonprofit do? What do you offer? What do you guys actually do for the community? That way you guys can go on there and say, I may not need, a food pantry right now, but I remember Chris doing 3 friggin' different interviews with 3 different pantries in 3 different areas and saying, boom, okay, well, I need a little bit of help right now. So instead of maybe reaching out to me and reaching out to one of the moderators, maybe you're too prideful, maybe you're too embarrassed, you can just go to that interview, click on their link, and go to them yourself, and nobody's got to know. It's between you and that nonprofit or you and that organization. Saying you're wanting, the Journey for Self. They offer all kinds of different therapies, all kinds. I think they even had like, what's the thing that they hypnotize. I think they even offered that I seen in their little brochure thing that, the research that I found out about them. They offer all kinds of different stuff. Maybe you don't want to come to me or one of the moderators because, like I said, you're too prideful. You're a little bit embarrassed. You don't want nobody knowing your fucking business. So you can go on there and bring their, and click on their link and go and talk to them yourself. And that's where I want to lead this to. I want to bring awareness to all the little organizations, the nonprofits, and the people that are actually doing this shit already. And you guys have the resources. You guys get that stuff. And don't get me wrong. Like, I want to bid off this too. I want to benefit off this too. I'm not, I've always been an open book. I'm not asking for these guys to, pay me any money. I'm not asking, for this or that or whatever. When I went to them, I basically said, hey, what can I do to help you to get your names out there? Help me help you. And in return, they're going to help me. Just yesterday, I went to one of the nonprofits and I sat down and talked to this lady. And I'm like, hey, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. I'm going to start having actual in-person meetings, group meetings in person at Sydney Library. Do you have somebody that you can send that you maybe, want to speak or sit in on there? Bring your little pamphlets, bring your friggin' stuff, whatever. Talk to the people, tell them, about, or tell them about yourselves. And maybe somebody there might need your help. And that's between you and them. And then the benefit that I get out of it, value for value, is that she was like, oh yeah, well, that's great, we'll do that. And I was like, hey, if you know anybody that needs any kind of mental health thing, or somebody we might be able to help, or would get some actual help, actual help out of these group meetings, send them to us. Tell them about the Facebook page. Tell them about the Facebook group, the podcast, friggin' what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to build. Get my name out there. And that way it's in the area that I want to be in. The speaking area, the helping people, the one-on-one. I ain't got no fucking boss sitting here telling me I can't do this, I can't do that. I ain't got no board of directors telling me I can't do this, I can't do that. This is my shit. And if these little nonprofits don't like how I'm doing something, then I will tell them to their face, this ain't no fucking secret, they can piss off. If you got there was a question that when I was talking to somebody, they brought up, they were kind of like, well, what are you going to do if this one nonprofit say, they don't agree with this other nonprofit? Okay, well, then that's on them. If they don't want to do business with me and realize what I'm trying to do and trying to shine some light on them and get awareness for them, to people to be actually get the help they need from them, because because I'm over here working with gay people, or people that don't believe in abortions, or believe in abortions, or people that are trans, or people that have mental health issues, or whatever the hell it is that I fucking bring into this. If you don't like it, then guess what? I'll tell them exactly where I tell everybody else. There's the door. Kick fucking rocks. I ain't got to work with you. You ain't got to work with me. That is the beauty of being an adult and being in America. You don't like me, you ain't got to deal with me. I don't like you, I ain't got to deal with you. Plain and simple. And I'm not going to be biased on who I bring on here. It's not just going to be Sydney. I'm going to start searching around these little towns, these little organizations, and yes, the big cities too. I eventually want this to lead all the way into Ohio, all the way around Ohio. I want to do interviews with different organizations that, even though I'm not from there, even though I'm not, using their community or whatever, but maybe somebody from the podcast or somebody in the group is around that area. So what I do, and will ask of all of you, if you already know, because, yes, I can research, but like I found out, when I find one and then friggin', I put in the research or put in Google a different way or spelled something wrong, I don't fucking know, something else disappears. And that search don't come up exactly like it did the first time. So what I'm asking all of you, and we'll need your help with, if there's a nonprofit out there that you would like to bring in, or that maybe it's helped you, or that you just even know of, maybe you've never even, dealt with them or nothing, but you just know of them, that is in your area, send me some info and let me reach out and contact them and tell them what I'm doing. That's where I'm going to start going with this. That's what I've been talking about and waiting to bring out for the last few weeks, and being like, I've got this idea and I'm formulating it in my head, and this and that. And honestly, like I said, I'm going to keep it fucking real. It's not that I'm getting benefit out of this too. Because it's going to get my name out there. It's going to get the podcast out there. It's going to get, friggin' more resources and contacts for me to be able to help more people. And then maybe one day this might actually lead me to a speaking gig or something. They're like, oh yeah, we know Rooster. We know him. We know he does this over here. We want him to come speak at this event. We want him to come do this. We want him on our podcast. We want him over here to come do an interview with us, to tell people. I don't know where the fuck this is going to lead. But if I don't try, I'll never know. This could be a total bust, like a couple other things that I've done. Fucking, not to mention anything, the nonprofit. Could be a total fucking bust. Could be, fall down the fucking drain. But the difference is that this is my idea. This is what I want. And this is what I'm trying to do. And this is still my end goal with where I want to go with this. And I really think, because I haven't heard of nobody else doing this out here, of going to these little nonprofits and saying, hey, I don't need your help, but I want to bring people to you that you can help. I want to actually bring the awareness to you to get out here. Because that was the one thing most of them all said. People don't know about us until they actually need us. And maybe you don't need them, but you want to know some place that you can donate. Maybe, and it don't even have to be money that you have to donate. Maybe it's time. Maybe they need some resources. Maybe they need, friggin' people just to volunteer for some stuff. Just like the big brother, big sister thing. I'm kind of excited because when I heard about them, I never really thought about it before, but I was like, well, maybe that actually might give some people in my group a purpose. That if they go and help and work with this big, and become a big sister or big brother thing, that maybe they'll, find a kid that they can go help, and that gives them a purpose. That gives them actually feeling like they're doing something. They're helping somebody. Getting to mentor some little kid that is, maybe they don't have a mom and dad, or maybe, they're, I don't know. I don't, and that's exactly why I want to bring these people on here and interview them. Because I don't know exactly what they do. I don't know what all these little nonprofits and organizations around here actually do. And if I start getting that information and I start bringing them in, then it's going to help us grow. It's going to help me get my end goal friggin' achieved. It's going to help me get to where I want to be. But it's going to still help you guys in the same process, and that's what I really want. Basically, help me help you to help me. Right? Help me help you so you can help me. And I'm helping them in the process. It's what do you want? And that's how I came to them. I didn't come to them and say, hey, I want this from you. I want this, what can you do for me? No, I went to them, hey, what can I do for you? What kind of help can I get for you? What kind of info can I actually get out there for people to be able to come to you? So that's my new grand scheme, you guys. Like, that's my new grand thing. But I have a special feeling about this one. And this is where the nonprofit was supposed to go. I told you guys that just because that wasn't working out, or just because I wasn't doing that, didn't mean I wasn't going to do something else. I got something new that I'm planning. And if somebody wants to be a part of this, and if somebody wants to help with me or do this or whatever, or if, if you want to come to the in-group meetings, this is open to anybody and everybody. I'm just setting this up. I know mainly I'm going to be the one coming to it, and I'm going to be speaking. Why? Because I'm setting it up. But if, any one of the moderators want to come and hey, I want to hold a class for this. I know, Tiffin and Ed, they know about the, I can't remember what it is. It's the shadow work thing. Yeah, the shadow work, like what Tiffin did. Friggin' in the in one of her lives that her and Christina did. Maybe Tiffin wants to come and friggin' do an actual in-person, friggin' group meeting because more people are interested in it, and great. Here, take the reins. Fucking take it. Here you go. But I want these meetings to be what people want. Maybe, Becky wants to talk about her story. Maybe Ed, he's a fucking genius. That man is he's so fucking smart. Fucking, maybe he wants to hold some classes on, friggin' how to do 3D project or 3D printing like he does. Or how to build like in his wood shop that he does. I don't fucking know. Anything to get somebody into a new fucking hobby or do something or whatever. Right now, I know that I'm setting it up. It's me. I haven't even really talked to the moderators about it, except for one, and that was Becky, more or less because I was like, hey, Becky, I want you to come to these meetings, and I want I need you to be my secretary. I need you to write shit down. I haven't even got a chance really to talk to the other moderators about it, see if they want to be a part of it, and if they do, fucking great. If they don't, I completely understand, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't come to them yet, is because, they have a lot of shit on their fucking plate right now. One of them started a brand new job and is fucking loving it. The other one is still, at the, not brand new, but the second, I don't even know how to put that. The one job that he went to, and he's still at, and he's loving it. I know they have family. I know they have, kids and sports and, all this shit. I don't want to add to their plate. They come to me and they say, hey, I want to be part of this. Okay, fucking come on. Great. Yes, I want you to be. They're my moderators. I picked them all for a fucking reason. But it's the same thing with everybody in this group. Maybe you have a story you want to tell. Maybe you have a little idea you want to put into these meetings too. These meetings are only going to be as good as one, as I make them and as you make them. The constructive criticism, the ideas, the suggestions, the telling me, hey, this part was great, but maybe you should have left out this part, or us doing this, we need to do this more, or maybe this needs to be structured, or maybe we need to learn about this, or hey, can you bring up this and talk about this in one time? Whatever the fuck it is, I don't know. I haven't fully developed this plan. And this is going to be a fucking basically wing it. I'm going to fucking wing these meetings. Not all the way, because I've already sat down and, typed out, notes and stuff, and, that I want to talk about at the first meeting and everything like that. But, it's going to basically be like, what I do in the fucking lives already, just shit I can do in person. And we're getting together and socializing. Getting together, and you're realizing you're putting faces to names, and you're like, oh yeah, this person actually has gone through something exactly like what I went through. Getting us together. What this whole group is supposed to be. It's not just supposed to be about me on here fucking talking all the time, and me on here fucking, and everybody else posting memes and posting little videos and posting, all of this shit, and then not following it. No. This group was made for exactly what the fuck it says. You are not alone. To show you that you are not alone. And our motto, you're stronger than what you think. But if you're not putting nothing to, into it, if you're not actually getting anything out of it, then how the fuck is this group supposed to even be where the hell it's going to become? The purpose of this group was to show people you're not alone. But if you're not using it, if you're not following, the advice and the steps and the tricks and the tips and all the shit that everybody's fucking posting with, and the memes and the videos and stuff, then what the fuck are you really getting out of it? So that's one of the ideas that I want to start bringing more value into this group. And whether it's meetings or whether it's, the meetings could end up being a bust. I've tried doing this a couple times and I've only had a few people show up. Sometimes, there was a couple times I've had 5 or 7 people show up. And there was a couple times that fucking nobody showed up but one person, and that was because the only reason that person showed up was because I went and picked up that person myself. That I went actually picked up that person myself, gave them a ride. And even that person tried to get out of it. They were like, oh, well, I can't make it, I don't have a ride, and this and that. I'm like, nope, sorry. I already bought fucking pizza, I bought, fucking pop, fucking... everybody else has canceled on me, even though everybody has suggested this and they wanted it, but everybody at the last minute fucking canceled. So guess what? I'm coming. You don't have a ride. That's going to be your only excuse. I'm coming to pick you the fuck up. And me and you are going to sit here and eat this pizza, drink this fucking pop that I bought, spent my money on, and we're going to fucking sit here and do some one-on-one shit. And it turned out to be fucking phenomenal. Like, this one, everybody else canceling probably was a fucking setup from whoever that, that it turned out that I actually helped this one person a lot. And because it was one-on-one and I could focus on this person. If more people would have showed up, then I would never be able to get that one-on-one attention with this person like I could have. Or like I should have. Or like that needed to be done. Whatever the fuck way you want to put it. But I told you guys, I'm not just sitting back and being idle. I'm making a lot of small steps right now. And I've got that momentum. Like yesterday when I was on the phone with the lady from the library talking to her and, trying to, get this all set up and, getting the information about, hey, what can we do? How can we do it? When can I do it? All these different questions and stuff. And she kept telling me, she was like, well, get back with me. She wasn't trying to rush me off the phone, but she was like, get back with me with a date when you have. And then finally at the end, I was like, look, I'm a fucking procrastinator, and I, fucking sit here and I dwell on shit, and I have anxiety, and I have this fucking shit. If I do not put down a date right now and say I want to do it on this fucking date, then more than likely I'm going to push it the fuck off. And I'm going to sit here and tell myself I'm not ready, and I don't know if people are going to join, or people are even going to come, or, all these excuses. I'm going to get my own head. I said, so we're going to make a date right now. Let me check my calendar. and see what next Monday falls on. And boom, we set it the fuck up. Then I went and talked to her in person, seeing the place, seeing the little conference room. It's secluded. It's out of the way. Nobody's going to be bugging us. Friggin', it's ours for that Monday. And the lady was like, and it's so weird. There's something I was so scared of doing before, going around talking to these people. Every one of these people that I've talked to, but with these organizations and with these, with the library and, setting all this different stuff up, they were like, it is great what you're doing. We love this. We'll support you in any way we need to support you. You tell us what you need. So it's like, well, I haven't one person fucking tell me yet, this is a dumbass idea. You shouldn't do this. Even though if they did, it'd probably piss me the fuck off and I'd tell them to go fuck themselves, and I'd be like, no, well, now I really am going to do it just to piss you the fuck off. Because y'all know how I am. And then fucking later, that one person would get in my fucking head just because that one person said something. It'd eventually get in my head. But I've got the momentum right now. Fucking it. I'm going to bring it back. The train's fucking rolling again. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Choo-choo. The train is on the fucking tracks and it's starting to roll again. And the one thing I'm afraid of right now is that if I stop for any fucking reason again, then I'm going to lose my momentum. So I've been working at this every day, thinking of this shit, fucking planning and learning a few things. Like today, I'm going to go talk to Troy and Pickwa's library people. Yeah, I could call them on the phone, but I want to go talk to them in person. I want to explain to them face to face what I'm trying to do. Help me out. Help me help you. Just like with the library. I told the library, I want to use their resources too. Friggin', I want, and the lady was like fucking ecstatic with everything. And she was like, well, I was like, well, do you have any self-help books? Do you have any, things on this anxiety, depression, any kind of stuff like that? And I rattled off a few names, and she was like, I don't actually know what all we have. It's in our system, and I don't know where it's all at. But if you want, we'll start pulling those books off the shelves, and when you have your meetings, we'll have them down here for you, and people can check them out, and, and bring them back when they're done, and, whatever you need, you let me know. And I was like, whoa, calm down. I was like, you don't have to pull them all off the shelves. Maybe if you can just give me a list, and I can recommend some of these books. And then we're helping the library by people going and actually using, friggin' the library for the resources that it needs. What it's there for. And actually putting books in people's hands and not just, I'm saying that, fucking not just a phone and not just a Kindle and not just this shit, because there is a major difference from sitting down with an actual fucking paper book in your fucking hand and reading it than it is sitting here on your phone and fucking, scrolling and reading at the same time. There's a difference. Not that either one of them's bad. There's just a major difference. And the, lady was willing to do this work. Now, there are, some things that is like on books that they have it as an ebook that you can actually rent. It's not an actual book. It's on ebook. They got some app where you can go on there, you can download it, and then, friggin' you can read it from like that. So maybe if that is your, ordeal and that's what you want to do, then there it is for you. Now, all of them are on, ebooks, but, some of them are only on ebooks. I don't know how it works. So, using the resources that are already out there, you guys, that's what I want to start doing. That's what I want to start bringing to you guys. I want to start bringing more value to you guys and showing you, like, hey, this isn't just, friggin' us sitting here trying to do this. This isn't just us, that only has this shit and some of the things that we don't know and can't help people with. Well, guess what? Here's this resource for this. Here's this resource for that. Because I'll tell you, like, right now, like, my food pantry, I've got freaking 9 people in my house. I've got a big family in my house. I can't afford to give fucking, 4 or 5 different people fucking food all the time. I can't afford to do that. I can't afford to fucking go out and help, buy fucking clothes and school supplies and all this kind of shit. But there's organizations out there that can. And I can't sit here and afford, like, I'm only one person. I told you guys on Monday, the one person I sat and helped and talked to, and, friggin' we had a little one-on-one session with, I talked with that person from like it was like either 4 or 5 or 6 fucking hours. I can't remember which one, but it was a long ass time. And so I think we started at about like 10 o'clock and didn't stop until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So however long is that? So about 6 hours, yeah. About 6 hours. I can't do that with every person. I got shit to do. Like, I got a life too. I got family. I got fucking kids. They got sports. Fucking, I got a farm. You know, friggin', I got shit to do too. I can't sit, you know, if I was to talk to 2 people for 6 hours, there's 12 hours out of my day gone. Plus I need to sleep. Plus I need to eat. Plus I need to fucking spend time with the family. Plus I need to go, you know, do this farm shit. But, you know, do you get what I'm saying? I'm not pushing nobody off. I still want the one-on-one time with certain people and, you know, not certain people, you just, the ones that actually want it is what I mean. I still want that. I still want to friggin', you know, I still enjoy sitting down and talking with somebody and helping them out. So I'm not pushing y'all off on nobody. But it's when I don't have the time, I don't have the resources, I don't have the availability, I don't have, you know, fucking the knowledge. That's who I want to start bringing in here. When they have it. Why build something and make something when there's already fucking places out there for that do the exact same shit? When I can just friggin' build my own thing and basically piggyback off of them. And, you know, bring awareness to them. And get you guys the help you actually need and with the people that are actually out there doing this shit. And they're getting money to fucking get you what you need. Yes, I could go out there and start a nonprofit. And even the one lady told me, she was like, if you wanted to, because I told her about, you know, thinking about starting a nonprofit, you know, last year and this and that. And she was like, look, you want to start a nonprofit, that'd be great too, because you ain't stepping on nobody's toes around here. She said, like, there are way too many people out there that need help, and there's only so many of us that actually friggin' can help. That the mental health industry is in a pandemic, and that it's bad. There's way too many people out there suffering in different areas that it's just, we don't have, you know, the whole fucking, you know, we don't have 1,000, 2,000 people to be able to help all these people that really, you know, need the help. She was like, but if we don't know, then somebody else knows. So she was like, yeah, a nonprofit would be a good thing. But the problem is I don't know how to really exactly start one. I don't have the backing to start one right now. I don't have, you know, and this may lead into starting a nonprofit still. I don't know. I just know I've got this idea. I've got this fucking what I want to do. And this is what I'm going to do because I can do that right now. And I can do it by myself and not have to, you know, put shit on plate fucking that everybody else is, you know, when their plates are already full themselves. And that's nothing against anybody in the group or my moderators or anybody that helped before or, you know, friggin' anything like that. That's nothing against them. I just don't want to put more on them to when they've already got a full plate themselves. When this is my shit, my dream, this is what I want to do. I'll willingly help, you know, or accept help from anybody. But in the same aspect, I can't ask them to do a whole hell of a lot when it takes up a lot of their time that they don't already have. And especially if I can't pay them to fucking do it. I totally get that. Totally understand that. So, that's my idea, you guys. The train is back on the tracks. And like I was saying before, like right now, and I had a thought in my head earlier, and my girlfriend kind of, you know, said something too, but I had the thought, I was like, well, maybe I'm trying to get too big too quick. Maybe I only need to stay in Sydney, see how this first meeting goes, and then friggin', you know, maybe branch out to Troy and Piqua. And then, you know, but immediately I thought, well, what if there's people from Troy that can't make it, that don't want to drive because of the gas prices nowadays, or can't make it all the way to fucking Sydney? What if, you know, the time, you know, differences or whatever, it's just not feasible for them? You know, what if, you know, fucking they don't want to come to Sydney every fucking time we have a meeting? But they'll come to one if I have one in Troy. They'll come to one if I have one in Piqua. And if I branch out and I'm actually, you know, making connections and contacts and networking and stuff in these different little areas, it's more and more people that hear about us. Because, and I don't want nobody freaking out about this, because we're a private group for a reason, which I'm not going to change, so don't freak out about that part. But what I am, and I still haven't, sat down and done, and I haven't announced it yet, but I am actually going to make a public business, basically, page for Yana's Wolfpack, for this group. Not to put anybody's personal business out there, not to do anything like that. This group is still going to stay private, and it's staying private for a reason, so y'all are comfortable and have a safe place to actually come and talk, so your friends and family and shit don't see this shit that you want to, talk about or post or whatever. But the one lady at the place, at the one nonprofit, she gave me that idea. She was like, hey, you kind of need to create an actual public Facebook page. That way, my nonprofit can follow you. You can follow, you can follow us. People can, see and you'll get to that. And because I told her, I said, we did vet people about, about when they come in. We do monitor who actually comes in to make sure we're the right fit for them and they're the right fit for us. So we ain't get no creeps or fucking anybody like that. Or people that just want to start drama or scammers or spammers or any of that kind of shit. And she was like, well, maybe, you need to make an actual Facebook page. That way, it tells a little bit about you. We can send people your way. They can check you out. You can have your podcast and, freaking YouTube and all this different stuff that you do can be on this. And they don't have to actually join the group unless they want to. And I was like, that's actually a great idea. I never thought about it. I never thought about it. I always thought about keeping this private. So nobody freak out when you actually see a public Facebook page on there. Don't know what all I'm going to do with it. Don't know if I'm going to, put lives or podcast. I don't know. I'll probably still, I don't know. We don't know where it's going to come from. I'm also in the process of trying to get a website started, because Facebook and YouTube and all these other places, they've been pissing me off of here lately. And that's a lot of reasons of why you're getting the recordings so late, is because doing it on Facebook and doing it live is actually a hell of a lot quicker, and putting it out to the podcast and putting it out to the YouTube channel and doing all that. It's actually quicker for me to do it on live, download it from live, and then make it into everything. Come to find out, when I do it on my phone, I've got to wait for my phone to upload it to Google Photos, and that wants to take fucking half the goddamn day, literally, fucking 4 or 5 hours just to do that. I've tried, actually plugging it into my phone into my computer and taking it off of there. But for some reason, it's like, it's a fucking scavenger hunt every damn time I try to do it, because I have to find that specific video, even though I've tried, making it go to a certain fucking folder. And then it still takes, a good 2 hours just to pull it off of fucking my phone into the damn computer for some reason. So I don't know. That's why I'm jumping on live today, because I don't have time to, to go through all that bullshit, and I'm not trying to get this out too late. And there's been a couple times also that the program that I use and fucking pay for, which they still haven't answered my email back because it pissed me off so bad that day, that it just crashed on me and kept crashing. So I wasn't even able to get the recording that I did out that day because it kept crashing. And it was nothing to do with my computer, nothing else. It was that fucking program. I actually had to uninstall it and reinstall it finally the next day to get it to fucking work, or to finally work again. So it's been some setbacks a little bit, but it's doing nothing but setting me up for a comeback, a stronger fucking comeback. And I'm keeping that momentum. Like I was saying, friggin', if I don't go and do that right now, maybe Sydney maybe Sydney's a bust. Maybe hardly nobody comes to Sydney. And then maybe, friggin', it was Pickford Troy. Friggin', I don't know. And I'm planning on having one a week in a different location. So that'll be 3 times a month that I have a meeting but they're going to be at a different location each time. Well, it's going to be at the same location, but in a different town, I mean. So it's going to be, Pickwa's library, Troy's library, and Sydney's library. Yeah. So, maybe you can't come to one, but you can come to one of the other ones. Maybe you got something planned for the day that I hold one. And I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to be different for, friggin' when I do one in Sydney. I may have a different subject I want to talk about, or get, or somebody else shows up and is like, hey, they have a question, and that veers us off into a whole nother area. I don't know. I don't know how. That's why, I think it would be a good idea if I go ahead and record these. And that way, if I do talk about something totally different with the one in Sydney and get to friggin' pick one, somebody you got a question, maybe I do need to record these. And then, edit it to where to make sure it, friggin' anybody's personal information or anything isn't on there. It's like I said, I'm fucking winging it right now. The train's gaining fucking momentum, and I know, and I know myself so well, that if I stop and I don't do these little things that are popping up in my head, then I'm eventually either going to forget about it, or I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to talk myself the fuck out of it. So, there's also fucking something else that freaking came up yesterday. Something called, it is called a certified peer support something. Training. Yeah. It's a CPRS. Certified Peer. What the fuck the R stand for? Recovery. Peer recovery support. And the recovery is both for mental illness and for mental health, and for addiction. And it could be one or the other. It don't have to be both, or it could be both. But apparently, which I didn't know until I talked to this nonprofit lady, and I told her, what I was doing on Monday, and she was like, you can get paid for that, right? I was like, yeah, but I just don't like asking, for money from the people that I sit down and do this. I got a Patreon, I got, some shit set up that if they want to donate, great. But, I haven't gotten to that point yet to where, I'm demanding the money and being like, hey, my time is worth something too. Which I need to get, because I do put a lot of time, I put a lot of resources in this, I put my own money into this shit, I do need to start fucking, demanding. Not demanding, you know what the fuck I'm saying. I need to start requesting or whatever. No, actually, yeah, I ain't gonna change that, because, it should be demanding. Because when y'all go to work, you demand to get paid for the work you fucking do, right? You go to work for 8 hours a day, you get demanded to pay for 8 hours a day. Ain't none of you out here doing this shit for fucking free. Not one of you are going out there to go fucking work. No, you're like, where's my check? Where's my shit? And a lot of you were like, my check ain't in my bank, or my check ain't in my hand, or my money ain't in my hand for the work I did, then I'm not coming to work until you pay me. So, it is something I need to do. But she actually gave me, she was like, well, because I was thinking about trying to go to school, which I fucking hate school. Fucking hate it. It's not interesting. I'll research about shit all damn day long that I'm interested in, but when it comes to school, it's just fucking boring. This course is boring also, by the way. But she was like, yeah, you could friggin', go and take this course. It's certified through Ohio. And she said, I think it's a couple $100, get certified, and then you can get paid to do this. And all it actually is what you've been through. They want people that have dealt with mental illnesses and addictions. And they want people that have dealt with this for you to help other people that are going through this too. And it's called a recovery. So you have to be in a recovery process, basically. You can't be, addicted to drugs right now, right here, and expect to, to be able to help somebody that's, addicted to drugs, and, or you can't be, fucking full blown into your anxiety and you don't know how to get out of it and this and that. It's, recovery. That's what they are standing for. But apparently, organizations and nonprofits and stuff actually hire these people to work for them. Or you can be certified, Ohio certified, and you can start your own thing. And you can charge people for it. Legally charge people for it. And she knows some of them that they make friggin' like $20, $25 an hour for doing this shit. And I'm like, I'm already doing this. Like, so you're telling me I'm already doing this? I could get fucking paid to do it? Like, they could send me people to help? Now, I kind of, I sat down and did some of the course yesterday, and I don't agree with some of their shit that they fucking say, and I don't agree with some of their stuff that they fucking do, but I'm going to try and follow through with this. Unless I get too far into it, I'm just like, you know what, this just isn't for me. And then I'm going to try and do my own thing with it. And it doesn't, me, I've got to fucking follow their rules or their books. I don't think I'm going to go actively seek a job for another organization for them to be that. Now, I might say, hey, I'm certified to this, so if you want to send people, to me, and that nonprofit or organization, pays me to do it, but I'm not actually working for them, you know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know where it can come from. But I do know that that certificate will open up more doors, because then it will say like, hey, he's actually certified. Just like kind of like a college degree would freaking say, hey, yes, this person's actually a doctor. Yes, this person's actually a therapist. Not saying I'm a doctor or a therapist. I was actually thinking about going and taking some college courses and maybe becoming like a social worker, or I don't know what else, like in my field that I could have actually, went and done. But just to say like, hey, I have a college degree in this. And then, maybe businesses and organizations and people be like, oh, he actually has some college fucking, or he has a college degree in this. I wasn't going to go work and be a social worker, but honestly, the lady at the one nonprofit, she said, yeah, I have a degree in social working. She said, you don't want to become a social worker. She was like, that's what I do. This is part of, this is what being a social worker does. And I was like, oh, no shit. I didn't know that. I thought like a social worker was like, they worked for the government and they worked for like friggin', like, I don't fucking know, like child support services and fucking, abuse children and shit like that. I thought that's all a social worker did. Like, I didn't know fucking you could go work for a nonprofit and, she's like the organizer and all this different shit. Like, I didn't know that. But if there's a cheaper route, shorter route that I can go to just get under my belt, maybe one day I will fucking go do that. I don't know. I don't know. But I know that'll open up a few more doors for me. We're just saying that, hey, I do this and but I don't have no actual backing. I don't actually have anything saying that, like, I've got experience in this area. Just like, fucking when I went and got my CDLs. I still have my CDLs, but I never really did anything with it. Freaking I went and, worked one job. But there was another job opportunity that just come up like a couple months ago that I went and applied for. Come to find out, it wasn't, it wasn't for me. They never called me back, probably because of the nonchalant attitude I went in there with, because it was like, I'm here for the money. I don't really need the job, but I do want the job. But like, like they probably never dealt with somebody that was like, fuck it, you hire me or you don't. Like I wasn't in there ass kissing. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I get the job. It's probably a good thing I didn't get the job though. So, many things, you guys. Many things. Many steps. A lot of shit that are work in progress. And just like I was kind of, telling one of the group members, one of the pack members fucking, yesterday. Yeah, yesterday when we were having a conversation. You don't know if you don't fucking try. You just don't know if you don't try. And I believe right now, like, I'm on this path. I feel like I'm on the right path because friggin' being on this path and doing all of this is opening up other doors for me already. And showing me different directions to go and different shit to do and new ideas are popping in my head where I didn't think about it before. Again, friggin' Was this past season setting me up for the season for success? For this season? Yeah, I think it was. You know, would have I had these same ideas back in like April time frame when I first found out about Journey for Self, and went and if I would have went and talked to them then, would this same scenario happen and I'd had the same ideas? Probably not. I don't know. I was in a different mindset back then. I was thinking about something else. But it could have. It could have just ramped it up faster. And it could have, had the same ideas. But I don't know. But whatever it is, I'm not fucking staying still. I'm stepping. And it's the small steps that count. It's the point that you're actually moving in a direction and you're not just standing still and not doing nothing. Because if you're just standing still and not doing nothing, then you're going to get nothing. Ask and you shall receive. And that's what the fuck I'm out here doing. I'm asking. And I'm actually receiving. Like, it's kind of blew my mind a little bit that I've not had fucking anybody really say, like, this is a bad idea, don't do this. Everybody I've talked to in all these different organizations and a few other people was like, yeah, that's a great idea. But I know the key factor is I'm not asking them for, just something for me. I'm trying to bring value to them. I'm trying to say, hey, help me help you. And in return, you're helping me. I'm willing to put, friggin' your name out there and willing to, interview, and I'm willing, to bring awareness to you and bring you people for your organization to help you grow and get you more money and all this different shit that whatever a nonprofit does. But in return, just tell people about me. Just get my name out there a little bit. Send them to my group if they, want some extra help. Let them know about my podcast. Here's my card. Boom. And the one lady yesterday, when I handed her my card, she was like, oh, look at you getting all fancy and everything. Like, you got a card and you listened and this and that. I said, technically, actually, I had the card before. I was just so nervous when I came and talked to you that I forgot about the cards that I had and forgot that to give you one. And it was technically, I didn't know if I could legally give it out because it's called You Are Not Alone. It's called You're Not Alone Wolfpack. But I'm not technically a business. I don't have a license. I don't have, fucking a nonprofit or anything like that. So I know there is an actually, and for people that don't know this, and I can't wait to get a hold of them, but there is an actual You Are Not Alone nonprofit organization in Tip City in Ohio. Did not know they were there until I went and fucking looked up that name to actually turn it into the nonprofit. And it was like, oh shit, there's actually a fucking organization called You Are Not Alone. Oh, well, can't use that fucking name. But what I can use, I can still use You Are Not Alone Wolfpack. That's where You Are Not Alone Wolfpack came from. And I've tossed around a bunch of different ideas about what Wolfpack actually means. I really don't, I can't find something that sticks yet. I do like, I like Warriors of Life and Freedom, maybe. Patriots and Civilians Club. But that was kind of back when the nonprofit was actually when I first got approached, and it was actually somebody was approaching me and asking me to start my own motorcycle club. That they wanted me to branch out and start my own motorcycle club, and that's where I came up with basically Wolfpack. And I was like, no, I don't think I want to start a motorcycle club. I don't really want to start that. I want to do something different. I don't like the whole fucking, I don't like how a motorcycle club is actually ran. And it's nothing but fucking drama. And I don't want it to be just for people that's on motorcycles. So that's where Wolfpack come from. Plus I like wolves. Plus, that's what the whole fucking mentality has come from, friggin' of the group. Which I am kind of wrong. Because I called it Wolfpack long before the nonprofit, right? See, I'm getting my timelines fucking fucked up. But I've been trying, but that's what it was. is when the nonprofit, talk started coming along. I was actually trying to figure out words for the Wolfpack to actually mean something. So like I said, like warriors of life, freedom. At first I wanted to call it like warriors of life, liberty, freedom, patriots, and civilians club. I don't know if that's what it's going to be up calling. I actually came up with something the other day, and now I can't fucking remember it, and I do not think I wrote it down. But, who knows? I don't know. I may just keep it as Wolfpack, and, that's it. I don't know. I do like, friggin' Yana's. I like Yana's Wolfpack. It just means, you are not alone. That's what Yana means. For people who do not know, it's an abbreviation, acronym, whatever the fuck it's called, for you are not alone. Yana, Y-A-N-A, and then S, Yana's, fucking apostrophe S, means, fucking ownership, Yana's Wolfpack. But I can do that. I can, I can't just call it You Are Not Alone, because there's an organization already with that name. But I can call it You Are Not Alone Wolfpack. I can change the name. Or I can add to the name, basically. So, didn't know that. So if you knew that, friggin', and you didn't tell us that there's somebody in Tip City, you should be ashamed of yourself. No. I wish somebody would have told me, though, because I'd have got a hold of them a long time ago. But that is one of the places that I actually want to interview and bring, and I want to see what they're like. So again, of any kind of organizations out there that help people, mental health, addiction, because I know, we have, people that, battle with the addiction in here too. Not just, that kind of stuff, a charity, a nonprofit, friggin' whatever that does food pantries, and that includes churches. Yes, I know most food pantries are ran by churches, but, places like I don't know, fucking other little places, whatever. Send me information. Get me, fucking tell me the information. All you gotta do is just give me the name and wherever it's, located, and I'll do the rest. But that's where we're going to go with this. And that's, where I'm wanting to lead this into. Don't know when the first interview is going to be set up yet, because there's a bunch of shit that I'm trying to figure out how to do. And, there's logistics and shit behind it. It's not just, hey, you want to be on my podcast, and them not know fucking a clue who I am. So there is some, some work I actually got to do. I want us to go down and sit and, talk to these people one-on-one and tell them, hey, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm not stepping on no toes. I want to actually bring awareness to you. As long as you bring awareness to me. Which, even regardless, it will, because I know they're going to go tell people, hey, we're on this person's podcast and we did an interview with this person or blah blah. It's going to bring people anyway, which in return is going to get my name out there more, which in return is what I want. So, and eventually become an actual public fucking speaker. Win-win, right? At least that's the plan for now. That's where the big scheme's coming up. We've always got to have an end goal, right? And that's what I want out of all this. I'm going to help you guys, help them, and then eventually I'm going to get what I want. Not doing this all for nothing. Not doing this just because I'm a great guy and a nice guy. No, I got to have an end goal. Eventually I do need to I need to eat from this. Eventually, the time, the effort, all the shit that I am doing, yeah. Eventually I need to get paid for this. So, and it's not all about the money. Don't get it wrong. But I was kind of having, a conversation with my girlfriend or somebody the other day, and I was like, or maybe it come from one of the moto videos I was listening to, and it was like, what's your gift? You know what my gift is? Is that I won't shut the fuck up. That's my gift. I don't know how to shut the fuck up. I like to talk. So why not get paid for talking? There's a lot of other people out there does. There's like Joe Rogan. I'm pretty sure I will never come as big as Joe Rogan. But There's a lot of people out there that have fucking podcasts and YouTube channels and, you know, fucking shows and sitcoms and fucking radios and all this kind of shit. They get paid to fucking talk. Why can't I? You know, there's the motivational, inspirational speakers. They get paid to talk. Why can't I? If my gift is that I can't shut the fuck up, then why not get paid for it? Why not make some money off of it? But in the process of all of it, the most important thing is that I'm doing what I feel like I am supposed to do all together, is help people. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get off here. I need to fucking get some shit done. Then I need to get on my way and go fucking talk to these people and figure out some information. Again, the first meeting is going to be in Sydney. It's called the Amos AMOS Public Library, Sydney Public Library. The event is in the Facebook group now, and I'm going to be there at 5:30 until 8. 5:30 p.m. till 8 p.m. on Monday the 12th. September. Yeah, we're in September. So September the 12th, 2022, I'm going to be at Sydney Library from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. I put the event on there to start at 6 p.m. and it ends around 7:30 p.m. That way I can get there, I can set up, I can, you know, get the nervous jitters out of me, you know, fucking whatever it is I need to do. But if you want to show up at 5:30, you're more than welcome to. Show on up. If you don't want to leave until fucking 8 p.m. when we're kicked out and the library's closing, then that's what the fuck we'll do. I've set this time aside, my own personal time, from my family, from my girlfriend. My girlfriend, I think, might even come. But no, she won't, because actually she, her son has soccer practice, at that time. So she might not be at the first, but it's like I told her, she wanted to come to these, she can come to these. She has her own mental health problems too, so, you know, she wants to, you know, I'm not excluding nobody. I don't care who you are. White, black, yellow, brown, fucking straight, gay, friggin' trans, fucking, whatever, you know, whatever it is. This isn't just for one people. And then, you know, we all kind of, you know that, addiction comes with, you know, mental health problems. Usually with the mental health problems we have, you know, the way we cope is, you know, through addictions, or you get mental health problems from your addictions, whichever it is. I don't know. I don't know how that works, because I'm not addicted like that. So that's for anybody. It's for anybody to come. Bring a friend, bring family members, whatever. I just ask not to bring kids. Don't bring kids. That way, you know, friggin' we're not fucking sitting there babysitting and they're getting bored and screaming and hollering and everything. And this is for adults to be able to sit and, you know, freaking actually get some help that they need and show that, you know, that they're not alone and help you fight these battles. All right? I've talked long enough. How long was that? Fucking hour and 12 minutes. All right, I got shit to do. I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go get my fucking shit together. Hope y'all have an amazing fucking day. Keep stepping. Keep moving. Keeping on. Joe Dirt. Alright, always remember two things, you guys. You're stronger than what you think, and you're not alone. Peace.
When I was just a young buck, mama always told me, son, keep your head up. I started hustling in the street cause I was fed up. At the age of 13, just trying to get my bread up. Didn't know my father, he was murdered in cold blood. That's why I have no remorse and never show no love. Hoping I piss you off, I really give two fucks. Burning my old bridges, trying to find me a new plug. And knowing that I needed to change, always taking from people who probably needed the same. But I was deep in the game and running deep with my gang. And if our pockets was low, then we was peeping your chain. Boy, gotta come up somehow. Instead of running these streets from sun up to sundown, I gotta change my mindset. It ain't no wondering why now that it wasn't my time yet. And why we gotta learn the hard way, doing things that we know we ain't supposed to. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep the devil on my back to get to where I'm going to. I can never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, shove, you could kick me while I'm down, but I'm gonna get back up, never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, you could kick me while I'm down, but I'm gonna get back up. Ha! What did you do? What did you do? This is what I did. This is what I did. Yeah, I followed through with the plans. Washing my hands, I'm through with chasing these bands. Found hope, put down dope, becoming a man. Picking up the number 2 and letting go of the grams. I never thought that I could make it this far, to eating caviar from stealing stereos from your car. You be a fool not to change and try and better yourself. Better quit while you ahead, don't get ahead of yourself. And in truth, you'll find peace and find me blowing on pine trees, trying to fill up a dime piece. No more popping my 9-piece or stopping the grind streets. Don't take life for granted, cause boy, you know your time's least. And life is what you make it. Better take the music that you dance to and face it. So next time a hater says you can't make it, let that be your motivation to show them that you was destined for greatness. And why we gotta learn the hard way, doing things that we know we ain't supposed to. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep the devil on my back, to get to where I'm going to. I can never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, you can kick me while I'm down, but I'm gonna get back up, never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, you can kick me while I'm down, but I'm gonna get back up. You see, change is inevitable, so it's never too late to make a difference as an individual. Cause we gotta do that to become better as a whole. All for one, and one for all. And why we gotta learn the hard way, doing things that we know we ain't supposed to. And I'm gonna do whatever it takes to keep the devil on my back, to get to where I'm going to. I can never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, you can kick me while I'm down, but I'm gonna get back up, never get enough of that tough love. When push comes to shove, you can kick me while I'm down, but